Welcome to an episode of Baby Daddy Chronicles. It is I, it is he, it is your future favorite baby daddy. Hey man, once again, you see even though I got a new podcast cover art, man, it's still gonna be the main logo. This right here, man. How's everybody doing, man? Doing all right. Work is cool. Work is work. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to do a series called Dating with Kids, right? I did my part, so I just need to get 2 to 3 more people on. So, we'll figure that out. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I don't think it's going to be a long episode for real. Today I want to talk about what it really means to get ready for fatherhood before the baby arrives. This is just me. From my standpoint, I don't have a kid, obviously. So I'm just giving from my vantage point. We're going to get into 3 factors: mind, heart, wallet. Right. In the last episode, there was a clip where me and Tyler were talking. It was just mainly more so like why I'm not ready for fatherhood. Like, let me be honest. I'm conflicted. There is a part of me that wants to have a kid. There is another part of me that isn't necessarily sure if I'm financially ready to have a kid. Everybody's like, "Oh, just have a kid." You know what I'm saying? Just have a child. It'll all work out. You don't fucking know that. Like, what if the child got autism or something like that, or got, you know what I'm saying, is schizophrenic, you know what I'm saying, or has seizures or some shit like that. Like, you never know what child you're gonna get. And like I said in the last episode, I don't think I am ready mentally or emotionally to have a child, because I understand that, the child is all about the child. Once you figure that out, it's cool. I don't know if I'll get to that point, because if the mom's just treating me like shit, I'm gonna want to be petty. Like, that's who I am by nature. So to be like, hey, not to be like, to put that aside, I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for that yet. Letting go of fears. Am I ready? Will I be a good dad? I think I know I'll be a good dad. I'm a good dog. I'm a damn good dog dad now. I think I will be a good dad. I just don't want to. My dad never really had to trade time for money, and I kind of want to be like that. So I think what's holding me back from wanting to start a family is more so just, even though I know at any point financial stability can be gone, I just feel like mentally and financially, I need to make sure that I'm straight to have a kid. I think in my last relationship, that's what really was one of the factors. Like, she was financially stable, I wasn't. And so, trying to have a kid or whatever, and you don't really have a steady job. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, because especially like when women are pregnant, that's their most vulnerable stage, right? That's their most vulnerable stage when they're pregnant. And I don't want it to be like to where she's stressing, because it's like, oh man, where am I going to get the funds from? Or like, can I really count on this man to be there, to not be there, but to hold me and the baby down when I have this baby? I think that's a valid fear that women have. And I don't necessarily know if I'm ready for that yet, which is why I'm not ready to have a kid. I know, like, money has been the main thing, and before I got, let go from my other job, like, I was really working on trying to be more financially stable, so that way, especially that job, like that job had great benefits, so I knew, like, I would, like, the baby would be good. So, like, it's just all those things, like, okay, we have a kid, cool, whose insurance is the kid gonna go on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I want to find a better job with a steady career, so I know, like, okay, this is where the insurance is going to go on. Like, it's going to go on my insurance because I make X, Y, and Z. My job has good benefits. I want to be able to have a job to where I can still have time to spend with my child. The issue is in this day and age, ever since COVID, I've had to work 2 jobs. I don't want to have to work 2 jobs if I have a child. I would like to only be able to work one so I can spend time with my child. But I feel like I can barely, I can't make it with 1 job. Not with the way this rent is. So I need 2. But then it's like, where do I spend time? Where do I fit time in to spend with my child? You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little selfish. So shifting from me to we thinking ain't gonna happen overnight. Like, I like my sleep. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, the baby crying. I'm gonna just be so happy to get up and change that motherfucker. I'm not. Diapers and having somebody depend on you, bro, in my opinion, is a scary thing. To where their whole success relies on you and how you raise them in your upbringing. To me, that's scary. Because I've never had nobody, I've never had to depend on, I've never had nobody to depend on me, right? I mean, like, yeah, back in my sugar daddy days, some women would depend on me, but it's different because I can always tell them no and go about my business. Like, that's my seed, my child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different take on life. Now, I do agree with Tyler. Tyler said a few episodes back that having a kid would put as a man, it puts a battery in your back, and I agree. I agree 1,000%. I just going through the 2 times I got the woman pregnant. The first time, I wasn't ready, but I put it like this. I don't think it's a mentally. I think it's more so financially me being ready, because the both times I got the woman pregnant, like, I went into dad mode. Like, okay, bam, I got to start doing X, Y, and Z if she's going to keep the baby. One was a type of pregnancy, the other one was an abortion. So, like, if the type of pregnancy would have never happened, like, I would have a 3-year-old this month. I think it would have been this month. I would have had a 3-year-old this month. So I feel like it's not a switch for me, like, where I could go on and off. But I feel like once I find out that whoever I get pregnant is pregnant, like, okay, here's the steps that I know I need to take. If I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I want to make sure that, like, I don't want my kids to struggle like how I struggled, if that makes sense. Well, let's put it like this, because I necessarily, it's time for me to take some accountability. And this is going to be a future episode. My parents did a great job raising me. The reason why I am where I am right now is totally on me. 1,000% on me. They gave me the tools. I didn't necessarily use those tools to the best of my ability. I tried, right, the best I could, but I didn't use those tools to the best of my ability to where I could capitalize on the upbringing that they gave me. Like, I recognize that I was put in an advantageous situation because I have 2 parents who are married and are still together. So I have that foundation of what it's like to raise a kid, what it's like to be a husband, what it's like to see a healthy marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom and dad poured into me. I just didn't do what I needed to do academically in school. So, which is why I am to where I am now. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. I just want better for my kid. Like, I would like to, me until we, like, whoever I decide to have a kid with, like, hey, yo, like, no matter how hard times get, we got to put money in this kid's savings, because I don't want my kid to struggle. Like, if my kid needs money, we could pull it out of their savings. Like, I want to do, like, I feel like if we both put $200 away, both parents, right? A year, no, a month. So let's just say 200 times 12. That's times two. That'd be $4,800 a year times 18. So 4,800 times 18 will be 86. If you just put away $200 a month over 18 years between both parents, you combine that, that's $86,000, $86,400. That's what I would like to do. So then that way, if my kid, like, wants to buy a car or whatever, we could pull from that. Or if they need their down deposit, they need a deposit for an apartment, they can pull from that. You know what I'm saying? If for some reason we can't, we don't get financially or whatever, we can pull from that, right? That is one of the main things that I want, and that one of the main things I look for. That's one of my non-negotiables when it comes to having a kid. Like, this is what I want to do. Is this how we need to set it up? You know what I'm saying? You put money in, and all you got to do, really, to be honest with you, is create an account with the kid's name, and just set up your direct deposit to where $100 comes out of it every check, to where you don't even see it. Like, you're not even seeing it. It's not like you got to put it in there. You don't even see it, so you learn to operate without it. That's one thing that I need to have when I decide to have a kid. How to educate yourself about parents in books, podcasts, conversation with fathers. That's the one thing I will say that I do well. I listen to the Dear Son podcast. He gives good perspective, more than a dad. Shan's podcast, Cozy Womb. And I just have conversations with dads, man. With Tyler, Warren, Juice, my dad, my uncle, my cousin Marcus. Like, I have conversations with dads just to be like, get different perspectives. Like, everybody has a different journey. Like, what Juice, Warren, and Tyler go through, my dad and my cousin don't go through. What some other people go through, Juice and Tyler and Warren don't go through. Like, everybody's story is different. Everybody walks of life is different. But I love having different perspectives and seeing, like, because I feel like, right, when I do decide, if I decide to be a father, I feel like I could take a little bit from Warren, because his drive is crazy. His drive is immaculate. And I really appreciate how Warren takes his kids with him to some, because he's a DJ. So he'll take his daughter with him. He takes his son with him to the DJ events. Like, he's not going to let, hey, I'm going to have my kid with me, but I'm going to make this money. And as a father, I'm showing you what I'm doing to how you can make this money to maybe one day pass the tools down. I fucks with that heavy. Tyler, no nonsense. I like that about Tyler. I feel like I was on the phone with Tyler yesterday, and we were talking. And the son was like, what kind of milk is in the fridge? And he was like, why does that matter? You going to drink it or you not going to drink it? That reminds me of my parents. My parents just say the same shit. I'm like, what's in the fridge? Are you going to eat or you not going to eat it? Because it don't fucking matter. I agree. My dad was very... I would like to be a blend of my father and have my own, touch on it. But I feel like my dad was a great dad. And still is a great dad. Like, he hasn't died. No, rest in peace. He has not died yet. My dad worked his ass off to make sure we were good, and to make sure his wife was good, and to give us like, my dad was one of them dads that paid attention. Like, he early on knew I liked to talk, wanted to be about sports, knew I was going to be skinny, scrawny, wasn't going to grow, directed me into sports broadcasting, which directed me into the podcast, which directed me into the business. You know what I'm saying? He was very attentive, and he made sure that he worked his ass off so he could be there for all the events. But he was also stern. Like, my dad is like... My dad and my mom played their roles perfectly. My dad was more like the good guy. Well, he was more the cool cat. You know what I'm saying? He was more chill. He was more cool. But if you cross him, you're going to see why his name was Wayne, a.k.a. Carl. Like, don't do that. Like, he'll flip the switch real quick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have told me they think I'd be a good dad. They think I'd be stern because I'd be stern with my dogs. It's just it's not necessarily being stern. It's more so leaving your imprint on your kids early. Like Tyler, me and Tyler talked about this. It's leaving your imprint on your kids early so you don't have to do it later in life. It's a whole lot easier to leave your imprint on the kids early than to have to do it later in life. Um, Emotionally preparing, right? Processing the change in identity from a man to a father. I think that may be the biggest struggle that I may have to go through, which is, you know, it's, even though I've dated women with kids, it's different being a man and being a father, because now you have two people, the mother of the kid, if y'all still together, but at some point she will still depend on you, and your kid depending on you. It's a different type of responsibility from being a man to a father, right? Like, you know, as a man, if there's nobody relying, this is where I'm at right now. As a man, if I fuck up, I fuck up. Only got to worry about me. If, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, you got to worry about your partner, but that you can break that off. You only got to worry about you. As a father, there is way more shit you got to worry about, right? You got to worry about you. You got to worry about the household. You got to worry about making sure the kids. I'm pretty sure my parents struggled. They did a great job of not letting me see that they fucking struggled. That's the shit I'm talking about when it comes to being a man. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, making sound decisions for your family, right? Making sound decisions for your family. Having your family's best interest at heart. Being a leader and showing that you can lead, right? Because being a leader is one thing, but showing you can lead to where a woman follows in your footsteps is another thing. And yeah, it takes time to, you know, process those changes in identity from a man to a father, but I really feel like it's going to sound crazy because I don't have kids, but I feel like a man's greatest gift is having a child. But it can go good or bad, because if you're not taking care of your child, then that can have a negative impact on your child, especially with all the fatherless communities we have out here. Also, just for me speaking, I know my podcast is called Baby Daddy Chronicles. I do have no desire to be a baby daddy. So whoever I get pregnant, it has to work out. I mean, if it don't work out, it's not going to be a much like, you know what I'm saying, you stuck with me for life. Like, no. But I'm pretty sure that's everybody's intention. But my intention definitely is like, hey, listen, like, if we're gonna have this kid, this gotta work. Like, all this petty shit that we're doing gotta stop. Like, I remember the woman I got pregnant who got the abortion. One of the things I was worried about was we did not get along that great, and she had proposed, in both situations, they had proposed the idea of us having a kid but not living together. I don't agree with that notion, especially when the child is young. Now, if we don't work out, cool. But, like, I feel like when the child is maybe, like, up until maybe, like, until they're out of the diaper stage, like, yeah, no, living in separate homes ain't gonna work for me. It's not gonna work for me. I feel like we can all live under the same roof, at least for the first, unless we don't work out. If we work out, I feel like we should all be living under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? If we don't work out, then cool. But yeah, I would like to live under the same roof as the person I have a child with, at least for those first 2 years, so we can figure out, you know, what parenting style works best for us, especially with me, because I don't have any kids. And if I end up having a kid with somebody who has kids, then, you know, I got to rely on them, because I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing at first, right? So I got to rely on them to be like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Like, walk me through those steps. Like, that's why I would like to not only be with the person I have a kid with, but live with them. Not necessarily entirely, but at least those first 2 years. Um, Already talked about building an emergency fund, reviewing insurance, health, life, and disability. Uh, yes, once again, like the kids got to be like, whose insurance are the kids gonna go, or the kid or kids gonna go under. I do believe in early on, like I said, we build an emergency fund, but also believe in early on and getting them life insurance early, because like I have seen a few times where um they had to bury their infant early, and burying people can be expensive if you don't have the proper insurance. And my heart goes out for them, because it's like, damn, you just had this kid and now you got to bury him. So not only do you have to pay that hospital bill because you just had the kid, now you got to bury him. So it's two bills on top of one, plus all that grief. That's a lot. I do not think if I had a kid and I lost that kid. Okay, let me retract this. Back when I had the ectopic pregnancy, I was ready to have another one. I was already in that mindset. Hey, fuck it, let's have another one. We already in that mindset. Let's just see where the fuck it goes, right? I do feel like if I'd have had a kid, my life would be different. Um, some of the jobs that I left, I wouldn't have left, because I'd have been like, I need this because I have because I have a kid. Like some of the movement I've been doing, I wouldn't have done. Having a kid will probably sit my ass down for real. Like when it comes to jobs, like, okay, it would either put a battery in my pack to where two things. Either one, I find out she's pregnant, I'm going to trade school immediately so I can have a career, or two, so that way by the time that baby is like one, right, I would be finishing either in finishing my trade or already in the trade, because most trades are like 2 years. So if we find out, let's say I find out, she tell me, okay, we're pregnant, I'm keeping it, cool, in trade school. By the time that baby's one, because by the time the baby come out, that's already what, 9 months, 10 months, 9 months, right? Sometimes 10 months, and so then that's, you know what I'm saying. By the time that baby is one, like I'm close to finishing my trade. Um, I definitely feel like the financial preparation is understanding paternity leave and paternity leave options and job flexibility. Like paternity leave is a real thing, and I feel like most guys don't take it. I would love to have paternity leave and to be able to take it and to still get paid, and for those first what month or two, just be able to bond with my kid before I got to take them back to school. In an ideal world, I would like, if I could financially prepare for it, I would like for my wife or the mother of my child to stay at home until the kid went to school. But if I get into a situation to where she's the breadwinner, I have no problem staying at home. I got no problem staying at home. I'll take care of the kids. If she's the breadwinner, she's like, listen, it's easier for you just to stay at home and I'll take care of shit. Listen, I don't got no type of ego like that. I ain't got no problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? Take care of me. I'll take care of the kids. I know, as men, they be like, oh, we got to provide. And women be like, oh, you just sitting at home doing nothing. But if that's our arrangement, Like, I'm okay with it. Another one, avoiding debt traps, buying too much baby gear too soon. I agree with that. Like, I feel like if I were to have a child, I would buy stuff for when they get older, not for when they're younger, because baby grow out of clothes so damn quick. Like, especially, like, I be knowing at baby showers, like, people be buying diapers and it be like size 1, and you don't even get to use them because the baby be going out of them too quick. And so I feel like that, buying too much baby stuff too soon, but also I'm gonna throw another one in there. Oh, my bad, that was the other one. I'm still on emotional. I'm sorry. Um, okay, so emotionally, right? Strengthening your relationship with your partner if involved. I do agree with that 1,000%. If you're gonna have a kid, then you need to make sure that you and your partner are good. Like, don't be having a kid on shaky ground. That is not going to work at all. If you have the kid on shaky ground, I can promise you right now that shit ain't going to work. And it's not going to work because a baby ain't going to strengthen. A baby's going to test the fuck out your relationship, bro. It really is. And if you and your partner already like, on shaky grounds, like, y'all going to go like, oh my God. It's going to be a disaster. I think that's why when I got the second woman pregnant, I was kind of relieved. I mean, granted, if she would have kept you, I'd be the best dad in the world. I ain't going to say, like, you got to abort the baby. I would never say that. But if you want to abort the baby, I'm not going to stop you either because it's your body, your choice. I'm just here. If you say, hey, I don't want this kid, who am I to tell you no? But if you say that you want this kid, who am I to tell you no? But yeah, strengthening your partner with the relationship is because at the end of the day, if you're going to have a kid, the baby's going to test your relationship. And it's going to be days where you and that motherfucker, you and your partner don't like each other. Clearly, right? But if y'all have a solid foundation, you'll get through it. I think that's part of the issues. People be having kids just to have kids, especially men. Oh, she got a fat ass. Like, oh, I got to get her knocked up. Or, oh, she make X, Y, and Z amount of money. I got to get her knocked up. But you're not strengthening your bond with her. So because you're not strengthening the bond with her, y'all, like, when shit go left, one of y'all be like, fuck it, I'm not doing this. Managing stress and anxiety before the baby comes. That's a good one. Especially dealing with women, bro. Like, you gotta, like, you as a man right, it's your job, especially when a woman's pregnant, to make sure that, like, I'm not saying, some woman's dream is, oh, he gonna keep me barefoot and pregnant, and that's not my dream, because I don't want to have all these fucking kids. Like, women that be like, oh, they want 4 kids, 5 kids, like, that's a red flag for me. Because why the fuck are we having all these kids in this badass economy? 5 kids? The fuck? That's why I salute Harvey, because I couldn't fucking do it. I don't know. I be telling this man to get a fucking vasectomy, and he don't be listening. Now he about to be on what? Kid number 5? Kid number 6? They got 6 kids, bro. He got a starting at 5 and a 6. Man, Harvey, you got to wrap it up. You got to end it, bro. We can't have no more Harveys out here, Harvey. Please. Let this one be the last one. I'm not 100% sure if I can go to a baby shower, by the way, because I may have to work. I work every other weekends now. And I do believe that is my weekend to work, because I'm off. I work this weekend, off the following weekend. I do believe that's my weekend to work, so I don't think I'm going to be able to come, bro. I don't think so. But please stop having kids. But yeah, you definitely got to manage her stress and her anxiety, because, she's going to be at an all-time high, especially if this is her first child. She's going to be at stress going to be at an all-time high. You got to find a way, especially if you already got a girl that stress a lot and has bad anxiety. You're going to have to, like, that's where I think where Tyler was saying it's not about you, it's about the kid. I think it starts there early, because it's not about me, it's about the kid. I don't want the kid to come out all types of issues because she's stressing and having bad anxiety, which also ties into the financial part of why I feel like I'm not ready to have a kid. Because if she knows that I'm going from job to job and she's fucking pregnant and I'm not in a stable situation, she's going to be more stressed, because she's going to be like, how the fuck are we going to manage when the baby come out? Because if I'm not working and he's not working, where the money coming from? Setting emotional boundaries and practicing self-awareness. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. If when I do have a kid, if I have a kid, like, y'all, I'm still pod, of course. I would tell y'all, unless she told me not to. I still would tell y'all though, because like, right, this is a baby daddy chronicles. So if I have a kid and I don't tell y'all, I feel like I'd be lying at 35, like Tyler said. Can't be doing that, right? But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm a little high, and I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Kid, baby. Oh yeah, yeah. I would tell y'all, of course, but I would lock in, like how Tyler locking in. I would lock in for 9 months. Like y'all will probably just be podding and working my ass off. That's it. Like there would be no, hey, can you hang out? Like if I got clients, hey nigga, you got to tell me 2 weeks in advance if you trying to pod, because otherwise I'm doing all this OT that I can now. I'm preparing myself. All right, we kind of already talked about financial preparation. Uh, yeah, we did actually. We went through all of them. My bad, y'all. I did it in reverse because I was starting to get a little high. But yeah, just financial preparation. We'll just go through them real quick. Creating a baby budget, medical costs, supplies, childcare, especially within that first couple years. Like fucking babies get sick like a motherfucker, bro. That shit. That's another reason. Cause that's just fucking annoying. Every time I turn around, you sick like damn little nigga. Build your immune system up. God damn. The fuck is you always sick for? Goddamn sick. Fucking crying all the time. Like grow up. That's why I can handle kids. But I would tell my little nigga to grow the fuck up. Building an emergency fund. I think we already talked about that. Reviewing insurance, understanding paternity leave and job flexibility, and avoiding debt traps. Like one thing I will say about Tyler that I do agree on is if I have a kid, the job don't come before my kid. Like if my kid is sick and I need to stay home, I need to stay home. If that's a problem, then we can need to worry about switching shifts, or maybe need to find another job that gives me better job flexibility. But yeah, so I did it in reverse, obviously. So I'll do this because it says real talk moment, share personal fears or challenges that I've had or have preparing for fatherhood. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I got the first one pregnant, I wasn't. I was nervous, like because of course I know she wanted to keep it, and I wanted her to keep it. Like I wanted to have the baby with her. But I was definitely afraid. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was afraid shitless because I was like, you ever deal with somebody and you be like, I'm not 100% sure if we gonna make it, and we weren't even a couple, and then you thought, well, baby in there. It's like, damn, like now I got no choice but to deal with you for the rest 18 for another 18 years, potentially all my fucking life. Like it was one of them situations. But like it really happened bang bang. Like we found out, and a couple days later we found some type of pregnancy and we had to get rid of it. So we never had to go through the motions. The second time though, the second one who I got pregnant, she had the abortion. Oh, I was scared shitless. And it wasn't her fault. I was scared shitless because that would have been my first, but that would have been her fourth. So I'm like, okay, how much attention is she really gonna be able to give my child? Like I already knew coming off rip. In the first situation, it was more like, okay, we're doing this together, right? We'll be doing this together. The second time was like, we'll be doing it together, but we kind of wouldn't. And we were both kind of struggling when that happened with the second one. So it was like, that's another thing. I don't want to be in a situation to where me and the parent are both struggling, and then all of a sudden a kid is thrown to the mix. I feel like that will not make shit any better. One of us got to be good. We both can't be fucking struggling. And I feel like because of that, she was going to rely heavily on me, and I didn't know how we were going to co-parent because at that point in time we were not even getting along great. So trying to figure out how we're going to co-parent, especially when I just came out of a relationship where woman reciprocated. This particular woman had never really reciprocated in her life. So now it was like, okay, now I gotta have now we're having a kid. Like, how is that going to work? So I was scared shitless. But if she would have kept it, I'm saying I would have told her, we'll be straight. But I ain't gonna lie, when she wanted to get an abortion, that's when I knew I was fucking was that pro-choice or whatever the fuck that shit's called. I was pro-choice because I would never been more happy in my fucking life. But if obviously she would have kept it, then my situation may be different right now as well. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you. I am want to do a series, dating with kids. And hey, man, listen, y'all give me good numbers on Thoughts of an Average Show, but y'all don't give me good listeners on Baby Daddy Chronicles. And I kind of understand it because my audience for Thoughts of an Average Show was bigger for Baby Daddy Chronicles. But god damn it, if I'm out here doing these videos high and shit, watch the goddamn video. All right, your future favorite baby daddy, man. It's Troy, man. Don't forget to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Check out the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Watch out for graphic tees. Me and Tyler's podcast that's coming out soon. Juice got delivered with Juice. That's funny as shit. Check that out as well. And yeah, man. That's it. I think I'm gonna start dropping the. I want to drop the series next week. I want to get a female perspective on, and then I gotta look at all what's going on. So be on the lookout for that. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. It's your future favorite baby daddies, man. Also, don't forget to subscribe on Apple, YouTube, Spotify. Also, congrats to Clint, man. He got married like a week ago, and then his birthday. It was a week ago, I think. Then his birthday was yesterday. So congrats to him, man. And he just had a baby too, man. The baby's like a year old, I think. He doing his thing. And then Antoine had congrats to him. It was his birthday. His oldest daughter just had a birthday, and he just had another baby. So congrats to him as well, man. Yeah, that's it. I'm high. I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. It's your future favorite baby daddy signing off, man. Hopefully one day I'll have the kid. But if not, I will always still be your future favorite baby daddy. Peace.